Thank you so much, Graham and Andrea. Now, you know what? There's been quite a lot of hype around the Jawbone bands that we've been talking about on the show as well. We're also giving away a Jawbone band every day for the month of October. But to give us his expert opinion, we thought we'd get Grant in here just to run us through exactly the benefits of these Jawbone bands. And this is the guy that you're wearing right now.
Clearly reaping the benefits of being fit.
You're reaping the benefits. I can see, dude, you're looking healthy, you're looking fit. Interesting, we spoke to actress Jana Stradum yesterday as well. She also uses one of those, and she says logging activities and you know, is very important for her. She says she clocks like 7,000 steps a day.
Yes. Okay, so for people out there who don't know what this little band is, it's a really smart device. It connects to your phone using Bluetooth, and there's an app that it runs, and it collects data as you move.
Okay.
So depending on what your activities you want to track, there are three main ones that you need to, for any healthy living, that you need to track. It's eating, sleeping, and exercise. Right? Those are the three pillars to being super healthy. And it actually collects data on all those. You need to input what you eat, and I'll show you a little bit about that just now. Actually, let's go into some detail about
Let's do the eating thing, where do we start there?
Okay, first of all, in an average day, the first thing you have to do is you have to have breakfast, right?
Yeah, so most important meal of the day, we all know that.
So I had some breakfast and I had a croissant. It wasn't the healthiest thing. And what I did was I logged the croissant. You have to manually log it from a list of things. A lot of stores provide, especially in South Africa, actually very surprisingly and really helpfully, they provide their barcode. So it's got a barcode scanner.
Oh, cool.
And you can scan the food in, and it will tell you how many calories that you're consuming at that point. That will give you a rating score out of 10. You want to get somewhere between 7 and 10 to have a good, healthy meal. But if you start having a croissant, I got a 3 out of 10 for that.
No, dude.
So, I know now that a croissant, even a sneaky one, is actually a really bad idea. So for the rest of the day, I got to get my score back up to 7.
Yeah. But I mean, it helps you do that.
It helps me do that because it's giving me that information. It's so important to have feedback and analytics and statistics because when you've got that, you can make informed decisions.
Exactly, because I mean, for somebody, you know, like you and I mean, trying to focus on diet and healthy eating can get quite tricky.
That's true.
You know, and if you have an app that actually can tell you making these suggestions, I mean, that's a great help.
So not only eating is a big deal, but also logging your
activities. I want to get to that,
So I know you do a lot more activity than I do, but one of the things I did that day was I ran, right? I took a good run and I logged that activity. Your band you can log it for you, or you can log it manually. So for instance, you are going whitewater rafting and you don't think it would be a good idea to keep a band on you while you're whitewater rafting, you can log that activity, or you can log a cycle if you think that you don't want to wear it. But it does track that information for you, so it's well advised to have it on, and it's very secure, as you can see. So I really love doing that. And it will then tell you, okay, cool, you're doing well, that's how many calories you're burning. This is probably what you need to do for the rest of the day in order to keep up to step, and maybe go to bed at a certain time a little bit earlier.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I love the fact that you do, and like you said, it's secure. It looks cool as well. The sleeping part I want to get to at the end of the day.
Yes.
Obviously, you've eaten, you've exercised. What about the sleeping?
So a lot of people don't understand how the sleeping works. You have a system where you hold the button down, and it goes into a sleep mode. And when you put the band into sleep mode, it then measures what your body is doing with an accelerometer inside the bed. So if you are rolling around and tossing and turning before you go to sleep, it'll tell you, listen, like the other night it told me 60 minutes to get to sleep. I had 2.5 hours of really good sleep, 2.5 hours of restless sleep, and I was awake for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, where I got up to go get a glass of water or something. Yeah. And then it will advise me what to do. Wow, you had a great sleep. Number one, you should be feeling great. Or listen, you've had a bit of a tough sleep last night. You might be feeling a little bit tired. Here's some suggestions. Maybe have some egg. Just get me back into a healthy routine using those statistics. It is such a great way to manage your life, because a lot of people are unaware of it. We're not doctors. We're not necessarily trained every day.
So anyway, this thing knows more about you than you know about you.
Yes, I'm letting it know. And then it also has a team sharing system as well. So we're on the same team, and so is Kat. And I would comment on his activity. We're kind of competing to see who can run the furthest. You had a terrible night's sleep the other night, and I'll comment on it and just be like, listen, bro, step it up again.
So there's that motivating factor behind it.
Yeah. You keep each other accountable, and that really helps for fitness and health.
Awesome. Grant, thank you so much, man. You know what? So we are giving away a Jawbone every day for the month of October, and all you need to do to stand a chance of winning one of these is SMS the keyword challenge and your Woolworths or My School, My Village or My Planet card number to 33728. That's challenge and your Woolworths, My School, My Village or My Planet card number to 33728. And if you haven't got one of these cards, it's very easy. You can just go into the store. Very easy and free to pick one up of those as well. Grant, thanks a lot, man. Really, really cool.
Okay, I'm going to go walk home now. I've got to get in those 10,000 steps.
You got about 10,000. That's about, 9,500 left?
9,500. Okay, well, I better get started on that.
Get going, Ilana. What's happening next?